1,825. That is how many hours the average Filipino loses every single year. Not to work, not to rest, not to the people you love, to absolutely nothing, scrolling, gossip, empty entertainment. What could you have built with those 1,825 hours? I will show you, and the answer will change your mornings forever. The wisest people in human history, across every culture and every century, all arrived at the same conclusion. Time is the only resource that disappears whether you use it or not. You cannot save yesterday's hours. You cannot earn interest on wasted mornings. Every second is already gone the moment it arrives. Today, I give you the Kuripot Time Formula. Let's go. In Kuripot Club, we talk a lot about money, how to save it, how to grow it, how to protect it. But here is something more important. Money is actually renewable. You can lose 50,000 and earn it back. You can make a bad investment and recover. You can even go completely broke and start over. Many of the richest people on earth did exactly that. But time? Time is the one account with no deposits, only withdrawals. Every morning you wake up, the universe has already subtracted 24 hours from your total. You do not get to negotiate. You do not get an extension. You can earn back 10,000. You cannot earn back last Tuesday. Read that again. Here is what makes time different from money. It is the only thing in the world distributed perfectly equally. The president of the Philippines gets 24 hours today. The jeepney driver in Quezon City gets 24 hours today. The OFW in Dubai gets 24 hours today. And you get exactly 24 hours today. Not 1 second more, not 1 second less. The only difference between the life you have and the life you want is what you did with those equal hours. That is not harsh. That is actually beautiful, because it means no one can take your time. Only you can give it away. Here in the Philippines, we have a beautiful, generous culture. But we also have some habits that quietly rob us. We average 5 hours and 47 minutes on social media daily, the highest in the world for years running. 5 hours and 47 minutes every single day. Let me show you what that actually costs you. Time thief number 1. Doom scrolling. The mindless scroll through short videos. You open the app for 5 minutes. You look up and an hour is gone. Average Filipino. 3 hours of passive scrolling daily. That is 1,095 hours per year. Sit with that number for a moment. 1,095 hours. That is 27 full work weeks. In those hours, you could have learned a marketable digital skill, built a small online income, read 50 books, or simply been fully present with your children. Instead, the algorithm took it. Time thief number 2. Unplanned hanging out. The inhuman that starts at 6 p.m. and somehow ends at midnight. The tambe session with no purpose and no end. I am not saying never rest. Rest is productive. Rest is necessary. The wisest people in history understood this deeply. But there is a difference between intentional rest and accidental time loss. One restores you. The other just delays your life. Unplanned social time. Average 10 hours weekly for Filipino adults. That is 520 hours per year. With a plan, those hours become something. Without a plan, they become regret. Time thief number 3. Passive television. The average Filipino watches 3 to 4 hours of TV daily. Not educational, not inspiring. Just background noise filling the evening. That is 1,000 to 1,200 hours per year. The show will still be there on replay tomorrow. Tonight's hours will not come back. Ever. Time thief number 4. Toxic gossip and online drama. The comment war you joined at 10 p.m. The Kismis session that ran for 2 hours. The group chat that never stops. Here is what every tradition of wisdom across history agrees on. Harmful, idle talk drains the speaker more than the listener. You leave those conversations more tired than when you arrived. And nothing in your life has improved. Average Filipino 1 to 2 hours daily on gossip and drama, 365 to 730 hours per year, spent on other people's problems, while your own life waits. Time thief number 5. Reactive living. No plan for the day. Just reacting to whatever appears. The unplanned trip to the Palenque at noon. The errand that could have been batched with 3 others. The decision made at the last minute that costs double. 2 hours stolen daily, 730 hours per year. Total from all 5 thieves combined? Conservatively, 1,825 hours stolen every year. The exact number I told you at the start. Here is what the most successful people throughout history understood. It was never about doing more. It was always about doing the right things, at the right time, with the right focus. There is an ancient principle that speaks to this. It is found in every wisdom tradition across every culture. Not maximum effort, not zero effort, the right effort, the balanced path. Here in the Philippines today, most people plan their money carefully, but they leave their time completely unguarded. The Kuripot Time Formula changes that. Divide your waking hours in 5 zones. Not rigid, not military, just intentional. Zone 1, your health. 7 to 8 hours of sleep, non-negotiable. 30 minutes of movement every day. Walk, stretch, bike, anything. Your body is your most valuable asset. Every peso you earn, every relationship you build, all of it depends on this body still working. Protect it like you protect your savings. Zone 2, your income work. 8 hours. But here is the critical distinction. Not 8 hours sitting at a desk with a phone beside you. 8 hours of actual, focused output. Researchers call it deep work. The human mind at its most productive, undistracted, fully present, creating real value. This kind of focused work is becoming rare, and rare things become very valuable. Zone 3, your skill and craft. 1 hour daily of intentional learning. Not passive content, active building, a language, a digital skill, a trade. 1 hour daily becomes 365 hours per year. That is enough to become genuinely skilled at almost anything. The compounding of skills works exactly like money. Slow at first, then unstoppable. Zone 4, your family and relationships. 1 to 2 hours of fully present time. No phone on the table, no half attention, just there. In Filipino culture, pamilya is everything. But being physically present is not the same as being truly present. Quality of time matters far more than quantity. Zone 5, intentional rest and renewal. 1 to 2 hours of what genuinely restores you. Not scrolling. That is not rest. A slow walk in the neighborhood. Cooking a meal with no hurry. Reading something just for joy. Sitting quietly and letting your mind breathe. The mind that never rests never truly performs either. The complete Kuripot 24-hour blueprint. Sleep and health. 7.5 hours. Focused work. 8 hours. Skill building. 1 hour. Family presence. 1.5 hours. Intentional rest. 1.5 hours. Getting ready and commute. 2 hours. Meals. 1 hour. Buffer for the unexpected. 1.5 hours. Total. Exactly 24 hours. Nothing left for the 5 thieves. Nothing left to steal. Now let us do the math that will change how you see your phone. Here is the principle every wise person across history understood. Spend your life force on what builds real value, not what drains it. Now let us put that in pesos. If you earn 25,000 a month from your job, your time is worth roughly 156 per hour. Every hour of doom scrolling costs you 156. Every 2-hour tambe session costs you 312. 1,825 stolen hours per year at 256 per hour equals 284,700, almost due 285,000 pesos, evaporated every year into absolutely nothing. And that is only the direct hourly cost. It does not count the skills you never built, the side hustle you never started, the health that slowly declined from no movement, the family moments you were physically present for but mentally absent. But here is the beautiful reversal. What if you reclaimed just 2 hours daily from the 5 thieves? Just 2 hours, 730 hours per year, used with intention. 1 hour building a passive income source. 1 hour on your health and your growing skills. In 12 months of consistent effort, that one daily hour of building could produce 5,000 to 15,000 monthly passive income. A faceless YouTube channel, a small digital product, an online course, an affiliate page built entirely from stolen back hours, not from extra money, not from connections you do not have, from the hours the algorithm was quietly taking from you. There is a truth that crosses every culture and every century. A jug fills drop by drop, one reclaimed hour at a time. That is how the Kuripot Club builds its freedom. Quietly, consistently, in the hours no one else sees. I want to leave you with one principle. It comes from no single religion or culture, because every civilization in history discovered it independently. The careless life and the deliberate life lead to completely different destinations. Careless with money, careless with time, careless with health. Year after year, the same result. Deliberate with money, deliberate with time, deliberate with energy. Year after year, the compounding begins. This is not discipline in the punishing sense. It is simply respect for your own life. It is treating your 24 hours the way a Kuripot member treats every peso. With intention, with a plan, with zero waste. Here is your homework for this week. The 7-day time audit. For 1 full week, track exactly how you spend each hour. Not to punish yourself. To see clearly, open your Notes app right now. Create 5 columns: health, work, learning, family, everything else. At the end of each day, estimate your hours per column. After 7 days, look at the totals. The everything else column will show you exactly where the thieves have been working. That column is your opportunity. That is where your passive income is hiding right now. Drop your biggest time thief in the comments below. Be honest. We are all figuring this out together. In our next video, we are going inside the Filipino money mindset. Why we were raised to feel that talking about money is shameful. Why we say, hirap na hirap noko, instead of I am building something great. And how one shift in the words you use every day can completely change your financial reality. Take care of yourself. Take care of your time and your pesos. Welcome to the Kuripot Club.